Welcome to Therapeutic Thursday, where we explore the transformative power of therapeutic approaches for individuals on the autism spectrum. Today, we are thrilled to introduce Senyor C-Jeys, a multi-talented music composer and music and movement therapist. With his exceptional skills in songwriting and a deep understanding of the healing potential of music, Senyor C-Jeys helps individuals improve their emotional, physical, cognitive, and social well-being through the power of music and movement. Today, Senor will guide us on a journey of self-discovery as he discusses finding your inner child through music and movement. Through his insightful presentation, he will show us how music and movement can awaken your inner child, nurture creativity, and promote holistic well being. Join us as we embark on this enriching experience with Senor and discover the profound healing potential of music and movement therapy. So, thank you so much, Senor, for joining us today. And further, you can just continue with the session.
Thank you, everyone. As you heard, my name is Senyor C-Jeys. I practice music and movement for wellness. And today I'll be giving you just some tips on what you can do at home with your child, with your friend, with your parents, just to kickstart the day. So, first of all, I'll define what music is. First of all, music, it's a clinical use of music. So for you to be a music therapist, then you have to go a certain procedures and some kind of very intense training for you to be able to work with different people, whether it's hospital and other places where they need this special care. And so my approach that I use for my music and movement, I do something called finding your inner child first. You travel and find the best inner child that you can get, and then find it in yourself. And so how do you do that? Remember, we all went through childhood. So we have those moments that we really value so much. We have the situation whereby when we were getting angry or we were doing mistakes, our parents used to punish us in one way or another. But then after that, they call you princess, my angel, and so on and so forth, just to comfort you. So for many people, as much as some people had a terrible childhood, there's just one positive thing that you can bring it to help a child. You're not just bringing it to torture you or something, but you're bringing it so that you can apply it to another child. And so if you have this child in your home, and you don't know what to do with the child, that's the time you bring in your inner child and just be in the shoe of that child. Probably you don't bring the hardship that you went through by telling them I didn't have this so that you can have it, but you can bring the best in you as a child. And also you can just be a child, a modern child, and do those crazy things. And especially when you do this at a therapeutic level as yourself, don't just let your child do these therapies and activities. If you do it together with your child, then they say, oh, if my mom or my caregiver or my guardian is doing it, it's much fun. And that's some kind of training that we need to train ourselves because we cannot give what we don't have. We only give what we have. And if you bring in your inner child, then you can give it to the best, and that you create trust among you and your patient or children, and you create that confidence with the child and you. And then there is openness. And when it comes to healing, then it's more easy because you've created this trust with this child. You've connected, actually is connection. You have to really connect with anyone in order to help them in one way or another according to their needs. And so for you to do this, what I was saying, for you to be able to do this, you need to really travel and find your inner child yourself in order to help someone. But how does movement work on this? Movement is just a dance movement. And especially if you have a special child, or you have this child who is struggling with confidence and everything, it's really important if you start it at their tender age, because maybe if they have stiff muscles, as you keep training them and you do all those kind of movements, you help them. And by the time they are growing up, in one way or another, you'll have helped someone. And so for you to do all this, you need some healing for yourself. It's like you are really taking all these positive things in you and taking all this energy first so that you can release that. But then how do you do that as a person? You don't have to be accompanied by anyone, but as a person, how do you find your inner self? Because that's very important. That's what creates the stress. Maybe you're working every day and you don't even have a time. You're working even during the weekends, but that's where you're burning up. You are misusing your own body. Then you need to find time for you. Because remember, whatever we do to our bodies, how we treat our bodies, they listen, they hear. We may not listen, our body talks, but all these are living cells. They communicate with others. And how you treat your body and your mind and everything, they treat you back. For instance, if you're working and working and working and you don't have time for your body to breathe and relax, then how does your body react? It gets sick. Say, today I'm not getting out of the bed. And you find yourself, you have this headache, you have this stomach ache, you have pain joints, because that's your body talking to you, telling you like, I need a break. I need some time, to breathe and to enjoy. It's not all about working and working and working. Sometimes we have to appreciate each and every organ and muscle in our body, the hands that keep working on our computers, the eyes that sees the computer like all day, the mouth that keeps talking. So we need to appreciate each and every part of our bodies. And once you have peace of mind, when you go home to your child, you don't see stress. You see love. You can engage yourself with the child. You can do music together. You can bang the table. You don't have to have music instruments. You can bang the table. You have the spoons. Music is around us. Music is everywhere. And you don't have to be a musician to be a music therapist. And you don't have to be a nurse to be a music therapist. You can be a nurse, but you cannot sing. But all these things, they're just helping you live well with your child instead of relying so much on other people. Even if you're not doing it at professional level, that little energy effort you're doing can help even the therapists out there to help your child more. Because as a therapist, I cannot do magic. So what I will try and do is teach your child how to be responsible and teach them to respect others. Try use my expertise to connect that child to make sure they respect each other, they get the confidence among each other, because I have seen it when I'm using music for wellness. A child come when they're shy, but when you apply music and you let them, practice and participate actively, they get confident like in a week or so, because music, by the way, has its power. No one has ever sat down and try to analyze music. Music has its power on its own. And in times, and just a click, you'll just realize, oh, things are changing. And this can help you also, as much as you keep doing this to your children or your patient, remember you're also healing yourself. The more you heal, the more you get. It's like you're sending, it's like an echo. They say, whatever you send comes back to you. So, and if you're having any challenges, it has happened to me. When I'm having challenges, I just apply music and it's gone. When I have a cold, I apply movement, music, I put music, I dance, I sing, the cold goes. The worst thing you can do when you're not feeling well, it's lie down because you're singing a lullaby to your sickness or something. And so for the parents to be able to live well with their children back home and participate and do things together, parents need to find time for themselves, like go to that yoga class, go to that music class, you know. You're not going to be a professional, but just attend, meet other people, listen to music. That's why we have something called team building, but we don't need the companies to organize for us team building so that we can go and have fun. You can have fun by yourself. Go to that festival. If they have music, dance it out, and don't feel shy, because what really, I think when we grow up, we become so embarrassed of ourselves. We don't want people to see us do this or that. Just be yourself always. Just like how you used to be a child, you were never judged. You didn't judge no one. You were yourself. And that's why when children are growing, especially if they're in a very beautiful environment, they're very free. A child can tell you anything, whether innocent or not, they can tell you anything. And with that, they heal. They heal. That's why most children, they are not so stressed as adults today, because there's so much thing. But we need to disrupt our minds with something fun too. You can go for a movie and go that. And by the time you get home, then you know how. You go home a happy person. You don't take all the stress back home. There's so much. And if we take everything that the world is giving us back to our children, then we are not doing anything. And also, if we don't take responsibility of our own children, like you just give birth, you employ someone, and then they're the ones to help you bring up the children, then there will never be that connection, because when a parent does something with their children, it's more fun, there's more trust, there's more openness, there's more happiness. And this is can be really achieved through some activities like music. You don't have to find a professional music therapist unless it's something really needs some interaction and you know, in the professional level. But music is everywhere. Anyone can get help through music without having a certified one. But if you really need that deep help emotionally, that's when you need to seek for a professional therapist, whether music therapy or dance therapist. You just really need to get the professional one to get the help that you want. And this mostly, it's when it comes to the adult level. And so what I'm taking this, and what I can tell you is that whatever you do, just do it to yourself first. And if it's good for you, then it's good for someone else. And because here we are talking about the children, and especially with the special need. If you want to know what your child feels, if you take your child to a school where they do music therapy or art therapy, just make sure one day you take that class. You don't have to go and observe what your child is doing, but ask the school to to have a session for the parents to feel what their children feel, because everyone need therapy. You don't have to be sick. You don't have to have special need. You don't have to have mental issues, mental health issue. Everybody needs some kind of therapy, whether healthy or not. It is not for the people who are showing signs. All of us, including me, I need music therapy. I need art therapy. I need, I need people, and that's how we find ourselves so free, so relaxed, and easy to help someone, easy to talk about issues that are bothering us, and if necessary be, find that your inner child, go and scream and play football with the children out there. And if you cannot find your inner child, then you can find it through other children. Join that group of children playing football, playing hide and seek. These are the things that make a family really come together, trust each other, be happy, and no matter the situation. It doesn't have to be for particular people, whether you have, whether you don't have, whether you are poor or rich. The smile and the happiness doesn't define our situation. The mouth will not say, because I'm not rich, I'm not gonna smile. The smile is just there when you see something, and it's a medicine. They say it's a medicine to your heart. And so what I love to tell the parents, for you to really help, because you don't have to take children to a school to learn. You can do it yourself. There's so many things on so many materials you can find, so many friends who can recommend and send you the materials, things you can do with your child back home. You don't need to struggle with music. You have table, have spoons, you have everything. You can do it yourself. And that 5 or 10 minutes with your child, it's very important. And you'll find that you won't have to cry and sing sing as if the music or the music therapies or any other therapy is so expensive. We think just concentrate and do this. Try to do these things by yourself. All that child needs, it's you, not a therapist or anyone. It's you. And how you start training them once you realize they need some kind of special care. Don't just rush them away and panic. Start, just accept that, because that's what it is. And then start from there, start from home, start it with you. Yeah, accept it, show love, start doing research. There's so many materials that can help anyone at home. And that's why when it comes to music or art, it's not that they are in us. We do research what other people are doing, what other schools are doing, and you just engage. Most importantly is to engage, because if you engage and you make your children participate, and you make sure the entire family is participating, not that because they need some kind of special care, they are only ones. If you do it collectively as a family, it brings a very big difference. And so in order to find your inner child first, you need to remove that title in you as a CEO, a HR. You just need to go down to the shoes of that child, and you will know how important it is when you take time with your children and do activities with them. And you don't need to look anywhere. You just need to look inside you, because everything, the healing, the vibe, the positivity is inside you. You just need to share it. Just don't lock yourself and say, oh, it's the end of the world. It is not. Um, you just need to keep going. You have to keep going. You have to tembea, you have to walk, whether there's a mountain or not. The solution is in you. And so if you do that at home, then when you send your child to schools or other therapies, there is that easy and that calm, and the way it's just whatever happens when you send your children to school after you have really mentored them back home, it's that your child become the favorite because they respect, they are responsible, and if they send you there, then you are sending your child to the society and the community, and they're being loved, and they become inspiration for other people. They become mentors. Because the reason why I'm saying this is because a school where there are bullies, then there will be a group of the bullies and a group of those who are being bullied, the bad boys or the bad girls. But just imagine there is this group of students who inspire others, who help each other, who cares, who love each other instead of being a bully or something. Just imagine if there is that positivity, and that depends on how we bring up our children. You don't tell our children to fight and win. And just the same way when we behaving, because I know as adults, we are afraid of being judged. Like, what will so and so think when I do this and that? And just be yourself. Be yourself, be that child. I've never seen an adult telling a child to stop adulting. But I see so many um, adults tell their fellow adults, you are kidding, that's childish, because that's all. And for those who know the Bible, like Jesus said, the kingdom of the kingdom is for the children, and you just and he was talking about humbleness. Just humble yourself uh, first at home with your children. Your children, you are the first teacher. That's how they say, which is true. You are the first teacher, and whatever you teach your child, whatever you do back home, that's what reflects. It's a mirror. The society, that's what reflects with your children and everyone. And so we can do this the best way, and we don't have to say, I'm not learned, I can't do music therapy, I don't know what this movement is. It's a simple, put on music and dance. But the reason why it's called therapy is that you have to be very careful. Whatever you do, it's very it's very safe. That's why we call it therapy, and that's why you need some kind of certification or be certified, just to make sure you can observe when something is not right. Same with music. In music, if you do it wrong, then you hurt more than helping. And that's why. And if you can do that, you can Zoom with a practitioner, and you can be invigilated on how you are doing it. But just don't overdo. Everything, you just take it easy, take it slow. And as you keep doing it, you become an expert. But most importantly, you are looking for something you can do with your child, with your patient back home safely. Remember the safety part of it. Like, everything you do has to be very safe, and because we don't want to break the broken. So if you have any question, you can ask, and then I can answer you as you think of what I've just talked about. Finding your inner self, finding your inner child with any activity. It doesn't have to be music, doesn't have to be art, and anything that really calms your heart, your spirit, and it's not harming, you or anyone, just go for it. So if you have any question, you can and write on the chat there. And hi, Jimmy. Let me check your question. Okay, let me go through the question and then I'll come. Okay, I will first answer the rough question. And he's asking, what are some potential benefits of music and movement activities for individuals with autism? First of all, before you think of this, autistic children, not all of them, some of them are super sensitive with music. And so before you do any music activity with the autistic individuals, you just have to know the level of their situation. But we have others who, like I have a student who every time he comes, he runs to the keyboard and the piano and he plays for hours. So with this, it comes because if this child it's very hyper, and hyper children can also be violent, then it gives other children a peace of mind. They can learn and you can concentrate with this child who is very occupied with his instrument or her instrument, depending with what the child really loves. So before you do that, you have to really change that. Also, the benefits of music to the autistics that it improves their hearing. Just the way they are sensitive. I have seen some when you talk to them, they can't reply or respond, but they know. They know. So normally we give them like headphones, and I think with that, the slow voice, they can concentrate and learn. And that's music, that music have a rhythm. And for the movement, it's generally, it helps them improve, move around, get along with others, do something, because whatever body does connects with our brains. So it helps them. But for the music, I repeat, just know the level of the situation of a child before you include music. But when the music it's low, it's a visual, it's good for them. It helps them concentrate and analyze. Jimmy is asking, to share a personal experience. I think I had shared this when I was talking earlier, is that I see this child who comes so shy and they can't do anything. Maybe they have seen new faces, but also we try to follow up back with the parents, like how is your child back home compared to when we receive them at school. And one thing I have watched, I've done this is my 7th year, is that the confidence they get is enormous. So if a child comes to school, they are very shy. Some of them are not even eating. But when you do music, how I do this music and movement, I have them all outside. I have my instruments on a speaker and I have my djembe drum. So calling one by one to come and do something, and others see it creates some kind of a community. And with that, you will know from there what they like and what they don't like. Sometimes you realize, oh, they love this music, they don't like this one. And with this, some autistic children have other special needs. And with this, it gives them control, confident among each other, and they can do things by themselves, even by helping them do the laundry. It's something that helps them, and everyone they know, and especially you have all these programs, they know this particular day is music. So with that, you help them try to program their brain, like they know on Monday we do this, on Tuesday we do this and this and this and this, and it helps them program. And then when you do music for a good 1 hour, um, it just changes the moods. It gives them some kind of confidence, trust, and even back home. And it easily we can know the issues when they go home. You can know the things that are bothering them in one way. You can really see the change when they come home, and we can see the change when we come back. So that's the benefit of movement, and especially the movement. If they have stiff muscles, movement is very important, like stretch, shake, and it creates the confidence and the community and trust. Those are some of the benefits. Any other question, or before we continue? So thank you very much. And I repeat again, kindly go find your inner child, and as a parent, a guardian, or a caregiver, find time for yourself first. And when you have it, then it's easier to share it with your patient and your child. And it's like you're bringing something new home. um, Let me answer. And I don't know how I can explain this better. The question that Trav is asking, in what ways can music and movement enhance social interaction skills for individuals with autism? So the first step, by just carrying out that session, that music therapy session with all the students around, that you've already solved that social interaction skills. Because with that, the way that child relates with others through music, it's different like than going to classroom, because music, it's more interaction. Just know that the kind of music I do and movement is not just the playing. It's they participate themselves among each other. I call them all, and they do something together. And this is how I achieve that skills among themselves and how they interact with each other. So they call each other, come, let's dance, and they dance. They call another, oh, let's dance. Then it depends with the teacher how he or she applies the music. Just for me, it's not just playing music for the students or the patient. It's about them participating, actively participating, and I also joining them as a teacher. You just do this thing collectively, and this you can achieve that individual skills, interaction skills with others. So remember, when you do this, it doesn't just stick here. When they go out, they'll do the same with others because they're used to it. They're used to music, and it's even more fun when they go maybe for a festival or church or whatever, and they hear the music they love. They say, "Oh, we do this in school." So that's how it creates that skills. I hope I've answered your question. Any other question? And also, it's important when this child come to you back home, it's good to ask them, what did you learn? Can we practice what you learned? You know, and you can know if your child is really progressing or not, or if whatever activity they are doing back in school, it's helpful or not. So you can ask your patient, your children to practice. And when the school closes, you can continue the same session with your children because you already know what they do, and you can keep them active so that their brain or their senses doesn't like go, because when they close school for a long time, then I think they can lose the focus. So to keep them focused, keep doing similar activities they do in schools.
Hi, Senor. The session
Hi.
was quite amazing, and we do not have any questions further. So I would like to conclude today's session.
Okay.
So, as we conclude today's Therapeutic Thursday session, I hope everyone has been inspired by the transformative power of music and movement therapy shared by you. Your expertise in songwriting and profound understanding of the healing potential of music have undoubtedly left a lasting impression on all of us. So, thank you so much, Senor, for guiding us on the enlightening journey. And thank you to everyone who joined us today. Until our next Therapeutic Thursday, may we continue to learn, explore, and grow together in our holistic well being. Take care and see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.